which brings me to the most recent situation with myself being a disenrollee from Elem. I'm been happily married for 18 years, family, 3 kids. My wife's a tribal member of the Scotts Valley Pomo, and now they're starting to feel the wrath of tribal greed, and I'm actually experiencing it again. And through this tribal corruption, we're about ready to be evicted from this house because of how my wife and her uncles actually discovered the corruption of their tribal government, and because of that they started setting forth us being kicked out of this tribal home, which we thought we were purchasing at the time. We were part of this program, this lease to own program that we paid into for about 3 years, approximately $23,000 into this house. And to come to find out that we weren't really paying into a mortgage, we were just paying rent, and that they could evict us at any time. And that's what's going on now. Matter of fact, it's going to happen this Wednesday, 2 days from today, on the 11th, August 11th. We're going to be served by the Sheriff's Department. The tribe's actually using the local law enforcement to carry out their duties, and that's also due to tribal corruption, because a lot of these casinos really bankroll a lot of the sheriffs and a lot of the local politicians, so they kind of lead towards a lot of these corrupt governments. But in short, our biggest problem in Indian country is the destruction of our culture and our traditions. We're trying to be placed into this mold as the African American, the Chinese American, the Mexican American, even the Irish American and the English American. They want us to be all in that same mold. But as we all well know, as Native people, and have our own traditions and language and ways, we also knew that African people also had their own traditions and songs and ways. But even through their demise, how they are today, and I mean the destruction of their language, cultures, and traditions, and was inflicted with this new tradition. Now we as Native people are falling into that same line, and the government's allowing our corrupt tribal governments to enforce their way of life. I myself am a traditional man, raising my family in the best way, in the most traditional way as I can in this modern world. We still have to live modern, but it's these type of families that are being affected, the keepers of the tradition and language, and the people that stand up for the village and not for individual people themselves, but the people in general. They care about the people and the welfare of the people, the children and the elders. These corrupt governments aren't even looking towards those things. They tell the elders to be quiet, and they tell the children to do what I say. And this is the mentality that we're raising our children in.